video is going to be products I would like to goal myself to use up in the year 2021. I'm finally filming this video. It's been taking me so long to just film the videos that I usually film in January because I've just been working a lot. Ever since quarantine ended, I was at my store at least 4 days a week, and then on the days that I was off, I just didn't feel like filming. So now I'm getting back into the swing of things, and I'm going to be filming way more. So yeah, I really am excited to film this video, so let's go ahead and get started. So let's start off with primers. So I'm going to goal myself to use up 3 primers this year. The first one that I'm pretty much know that I'm going to use up is the Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Primer, and this is the mini version. I mean, look how much I've actually used of this since I got it. I got this back in November, and I pretty much use this every single time I wear makeup to work. I love this primer. It just really does a great job of gripping onto your foundation because it's such a sticky primer, but it doesn't feel sticky. It's just, that's why it's called a gripping primer. It's that the foundation really grips on to the primer, and it just makes your skin look so beautiful when you use it. So I think I'm definitely going to use this up. I mean, as you can tell, I use it a ton. So I think I'm probably going to use this up either by next month or the month after that, but definitely by like February or March, I feel like, because I use it so often. So definitely going to use this up 100%. And then the next primer is the Catrice Cosmetics Prime and Fine Aqua Fresh Hydro Primer Fresh It Up Moisturizing Primer. I love this primer, and this was my go-to primer before I mentioned the next one that I'm going to try and use up this year. And those are the 3 I'm going to concentrate on. Excuse me. And I love this primer. It's so moisturizing, and I use this underneath my foundation for more natural makeup days, and I absolutely love it. So I'm just going to continue to try to use up this guy. I think I did goal myself to use this up last year. I'm not really sure exactly when I got it last year, but I think I'm going to use it up this year, no problem. And then the last primer is the ColourPop Pretty Fresh Hydrating Hyaluronic Acid Primer. I really like this primer. I've barely used it though, but I've been using it ever since I got it. Pretty much every single time I do like a more natural look, along with my Pretty Fresh spray. I'm pretty much going to goal myself to use up a bunch of Pretty Fresh products this year because I use them a ton. But yeah, I really love this for more natural makeup days, and I think I'm going to use, or at least try to use it up by to this point by mid this year. So, but the Pretty Fresh products come with so much products, which is a good bang for your buck, especially for the price. It's such a good price, and I feel like they give you a ton of products. So I think that it'll take me a little while to use it, but I'm definitely going to try and get some progress on that. And then speaking of setting sprays, let's just talk about the one setting spray that I'm probably definitely going to use up this year is the ColourPop Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Acid Setting Mist. I absolutely love this setting mist. I think this is my favorite setting mist I've ever used before in my life. I love it so much. And the reason why I love it is because I love the spray of it. It's such a, it just sprays so nicely, and it's so hydrating, and it smells so good. But I just I don't get this refreshing feeling from any other setting spray that I have, except for probably the flower one. I love this one too. I still need to use up this one. This one is still sitting on my desk because ever since I got this one, this is the only one I've been using pretty much every single day. I have not touched any of my other setting sprays just because I love this and I really want to use it up. But I think I'm definitely going to repurchase this once I use it up because I love it so much. I use it for natural makeup days. I use it for when I work. I just love this guy. It's just been my go-to this year. So I don't think I'm going to have any trouble using that guy up. So those are the products that I think I'm definitely going to use up this year. And then I'm going to mention 2 other products. So you guys know I've been trying to use this up for I don't know how long, but we're just going to talk about it again. I'm going to move my phone. I don't know why it's on my desk right now. It just gets in the way. So the one that I really, of course, want to try and use up completely still is my Marc Jacobs Instamark Dreamer Filter. I don't know why it's taking me so damn long to use this up, but I don't know. It's probably because I use my Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer more than this guy. I mean, I think I'm going to completely use up this side, the powder side, pretty soon because I pretty much use it every single day to set my eyeshadow after I do my primer, and I love using it to set my eyes. And then this side is the contouring side, which I really just pretty much use as a bronzer. But I feel like it's getting a little bit old and a little bit more faded, because I've had this product for like 4 years now, I feel like, and I still haven't used it up yet. But if I have to get rid of it just because this side doesn't perform as well anymore, I'm not going to be heartbroken because I pretty much got my money's worth out of this guy. So, and I bought this back when I didn't buy stuff at Marshall's, and I bought this at full price. So, yeah, and then the other bronzer that I'm still going to work on this year, and I really, really want to try and use this guy up completely. I think I'm going to do it this year, is of course my Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. I know I mentioned this constantly in like the products I want to use up, but I've made a significant amount of progress in this guy that I don't think it's going to be too difficult for me to use this up. I'm not going to goal myself to use up or hit pan on the Milani one because I feel like that has a ton more product because it is a baked formula. But if I do end up hitting pan on it at some point, of course, I'm going to tell you guys. But I think that this one is going to be the only bronzer that I want to use up completely because I use it so often. I use it every single day. Sorry. I use it like every time that I wear like more natural makeup on the days that I like see my boyfriend. I'm wearing it today. I love it. So yeah, gonna go myself to use that up. I don't think this is gonna be too hard for me to use up. And then of course the two powders I want to continue to work on is this guy, I swear, is like so difficult to hit pan on, but I have used this every single day since I've gotten it. The only other powder I've used is the other one I'm going to mention, but I'm really going to try and hit pan on my Flower Beauty Light Illusion powder. I absolutely love this powder. I probably will repurchase it once I use it up because it's just like my favorite powder ever. I love it so much. It just makes your skin look so beautiful with any foundation. I love it with a full coverage foundation. I love it with a natural foundation. It just works with everything. It's so good. So this one's in the shade Porcelain L1, and it just comes with a ton of product. It's so hard to hit pan on, but I use this all the time. I mean, it's getting pretty flat in the pan, but I don't feel any type of like certainty that, you know what, I'm just gonna throw that on my neck and just blend it in. You know what, I have a powder brush. But yeah, I swear, it's just like, I like swatched it and it feels like there's still so much product in this. So I feel like this is so worth the money. If you've been considering getting this, it is so worth it because it lasts forever. So I love this and I will continue to try to hit pan on it this year. And then of course the other one that I'm still going to work on is my Wet n Wild Photo Focus Press Powder. I think this will be the year where I possibly use up this guy. I mean, I need to use it more interchangeably with the flower one, but since I've been using the flower one so consistently to try and use it up, I'm probably going to use this one on my more natural days rather than the flower one, and I'll just use the flower one when I work so I can get more use out of this one. So I'm going to try and use up this one completely this year. So the butter bronzer and this one are going to be like my two powder products that I really want to use up completely. I don't think that's going to be a big deal for me to do. So and then the last powder product, like face product, is the e.l.f. HD powder. I love this powder so much. I use it pretty much every single day as well to set my under eyes and my T-zone area, and I absolutely love this powder. It's so good. I'm so happy I tried this powder. I love the Maybelline one too, but I love this one even more. It just feels so lightweight on the skin. I never feel like I have like a powdery face when I use this. Like my skin never feels like heavy or powdery. Sometimes it can feel a little bit like that when I use the Maybelline Fit Me, but this one I love. It's such a lightweight powder for dry skin, so I'm going to try and use this guy up this year. I don't think that'll be a problem. And I'm going to try and use up my Hourglass one too. It's a little bit difficult to get out of the tin, but I'm going to try and use it. Honestly, I don't love that powder as much as everybody else does. I think it's good, but I'm glad that I got a smaller size of it because I would not go out and repurchase the full size. And plus, like, Hourglass is like pretty controversial to a lot of people right now because they never make any kind of effort to update their shade range, and people are getting really fed up with them. And I don't even remember the last time I bought an Hourglass product, but they're just way too expensive for me to purchase when I can go and buy like a $5 or $10 powder at the drugstore, and the drugstore is making way more effort to appeal to a wide range of skin tones than Hourglass, and Hourglass is a freaking like $60, like their products are like $50 a piece, and it's like you could appeal to other skin tones. Like, wake up. Like, other brands are doing that. You need to step up. So, anyway. Okay. So, now let's move on to... Well, let's just keep on talking about powder products. Let's just talk about some eyeshadows. I'm only going to go myself to use or hit pan on, of course, my 12 pan palette from ColourPop that I use every single day of my life. I'm still going to try and use up Vanilla Bean and Hear Me Out. I did stick a couple of Makeup Geek shadows in here so I can try and hit pan on the ones that I've been trying to hit pan on for a long time. But since they were in my drawer for a while and I had some color, like this was a full ColourPop palette before, I took out some of the ColourPop shadows and put in some of my like favorite shadows from MAC or Anastasia and Makeup Geek, and I put them in here to see if I can hit pan on them this year. So Hear Me Out and Vanilla Bean I pretty much use every single day on my brow bone. If I don't have a brow bone highlight in a palette that I'm using, I always use Hear Me Out or Vanilla Bean. I just mix them together, so I don't think it's going to be a problem for me to use them up this year completely. So Hear Me Out, I think I'm definitely going to use up completely, and then Vanilla Bean, I'm going to try to. Hear Me Out, I've been working on for so long. ColourPop shadows just last forever. I feel like they last longer than Makeup Geek. And then I also stuck Creme Brulee from Makeup Geek in here because I still have this eyeshadow that I still haven't used up yet. So I figured if I stick it in here, I'll get more use out of it because, again, I always keep this on my desk. And then the other two Makeup Geek shadows I put in here, if I could complete a word and a sentence, that'd be great, are Latte and Frappe. I've been trying to use up both of these shadows for forever. It's like this Latte is like a cool tone brown, and then Frappe is more of like a warmer tone medium brown. So I thought that they would be great for when I want to use like my Pat McGrath palette. I can use these in the crease and then pop one of those on the lid. So I feel like I'll get more use out of them using them in here. And then the last shade, well, the last two shades are Hot Chocolate from, is it Hot Chocolate? Yeah, Hot Chocolate from Anastasia Beverly Hills. This is one of my all-time favorite outer corner shades. I love Cloud 9, but Hot Chocolate is just a warmer tone dark brown, and it's such a beautiful outer corner shade. I'm actually wearing it on my outer corners today to deepen up the look from the palette I'm wearing. I'm wearing the LMR Cosmetics Spanglish palette that my dear friend Darissa gifted me. I'm trying to finally get some more use out of it because I finally tested out like all the new palettes that I got, so I wanted to show my love for my girl today, so I wore the LMR palette. But Hot Chocolate is such a beautiful deepening shade, and it was one of my all-time favorite deepening outer corner shades, so I just wanted to stick it in here to try and hit pan on that. And then I also put MAC's Nylon in here because, you know, like, again, if I keep them in my drawer and like don't interchange like the single shadows that are in here, then I'm not gonna like hit pan on them. So I figured to take out like the ColourPop shadows that I hit pan on, like 3 or 4 of them, and then replace them with some newer shadows. So, but Vanilla Bean and Hear Me Out are gonna stay in here because they're my brow bone highlights that I use every day. And then that's really it. Nylon, I'm gonna see if I can hit pan on it, but I don't think it's gonna happen. I haven't even used it yet in this palette, and I usually have a lot of inner corner highlights from the palettes that I use anyway, so yeah. And then the only palette that I'm going to try and hit pan on a couple of shades in is my Caffeine Lights and ColourPop So Jaded palette. Since I do use this pretty much the most consistently out of all of my palettes, I don't know if I put this in the products I want to use up last year, but I'm going to put it in this video because I do use this palette the most consistently still. Even though I have, you know, gotten a few new palettes to my collection, I still use this a ton. So, the shades that I'm going to try, and plus I use this with my Birthstone collab with Riri. So I think that since I use it for that, I can try and hit pan on at least 2 of the shades. So the first one is going to be my Precious, which is what I use on my brow bone. Every time I use this palette, I'm going to try and use this after I use up Hear Me Out. I'm going to try and use this one. I would love to depot this and put it in like my single shadows. So I might try and do that with just this shade because I would like to hit pan on this one. And then the other one I want to try and hit pan on is the shade Pearl. I absolutely love this shade. It's such a beautiful like inner corner highlight, and I love using it when I use this palette. So I think it's just going to be those two. Maybe the shade Jasper as well, because I have a significant dip in this one. So I think I'm going to try and hit pan on, oh my god, can I not drop this palette? I'm going to try and hit pan on this shade as well. It's like a beautiful dark, like warm tone brown. So I think those are going to be the 3 shades I'm going to try my hardest to hit pan on. So those are going to be the 3. I think that I have just gotten more practical about what eyeshadows I'm going to hit pan on. And, you know, since I still use my ColourPop shadows the most consistently, especially this palette, because this is still my Ride or Die palette, it's my holy grail, I need to try and hit pan on some of the shades because I love it and I need to use it. You guys just need to see some pan in it because I think I've had this like 1.5 years already. So your girl gotta pan some eyeshadows in here. Okay. So now let's just talk about some foundations and concealers, and that's pretty much it. So the number 1 product I definitely want to use up, and I don't think I'm going to have a problem using this up this year, is my ColourPop Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Acid Tinted Moisturizer. And this one's in the shade Fair 2W. You guys know I use this almost like 2 or 3 times a week at least. I've made a pretty significant dent in it. I think that I'm like up to here on it, so I don't think it's going to be a problem for me to use this up. Again, words, Caitlin. But yeah, I love this. I'm actually wearing it today. It's like my go-to product when I want like a more natural makeup day, and like I just am looking at my skin now, and it always makes my skin just look like my skin. Like it still looks like I'm wearing something, but it's so natural and beautiful on the skin. It's just like, I love it. I absolutely love it. I love it way more than the concealer I'm wearing. I'm kind of considering possibly returning this concealer, and this concealer is a $40 concealer. This is way more worth it. Just saying. I just love it. I love the Pretty Fresh line. I don't care what anybody says. They nailed it with the Pretty Fresh line. Okay, and then the other like tube foundation that I'm going to try and use up is my Bite Beauty Changemaker Supercharge Micellar Foundation. I think the reason why I have so much use out of this product is because this is the first foundation that I purchased last year. I mean, I still use this, the Pretty Fresh, and now my Bare Minerals Stick Foundation, which I just repurchased, as my go-tos for when I don't work. So I'm going to try and use up this guy, and this one's in the shade L10. Again, I love this. I pretty much use these two interchangeably. I feel like they pretty much have a very similar texture. I mean, this one's a lot less money, but I really like this. I know that a lot of people didn't like this, and I know I mentioned that in every single video that I talk about this, but I absolutely love this product. It's just so beautiful on the skin. So I'm going to try and use this guy up. And then, of course, the other two that I'm still trying to work on. I think I'm at the tail end of this one, though. It was very hard to get product out of this when I used it last. And this is, of course, my Anastasia Beverly Hills Luminous Foundation in the shade 110C. You guys know I absolutely love this foundation. It's like my holy grail. I love it so much. Like, these 4 foundations I absolutely love. These are like my favorite foundations in my collection right now. So I'm going to try and use this guy up still. I think I'm like basically like down to here. So I'm pretty close. So, and I use this all the time. I love it so much. It's like still my all-time favorite. So I'm going to try and use that up. And then, of course, the last one, which is the most expensive out of all of them, is the Kogendo foundation. The Kogendo Aqua Foundation in the shade 012. You guys can pretty much see the shadow of where I've used it up. I think I'm pretty damn close. That's like basically all that's left in the bottle. I'll show you guys the shadow. like right here. Like you see like where it is. That's basically like where I've pumped it out. So I'm definitely going to use this probably more than my Pretty Fresh tinted moisturizer along with my stick foundation. So I'm going to definitely use this week, probably tomorrow or like the next day. But definitely think I'm going to use this up completely this year because I'm pretty much like at the tail end of this one too. So I think I'm finally going to use it up. But I have to because that was a really expensive foundation. I want to get my money's worth out of it. And then just 3 concealers. Again, I'm going to put my Tarte Rainforest of the Sea Aqua Sealer in here. I pretty much found a replacement for this with the e.l.f. Hyaluronic Acid concealer. And also the new Tarte concealer that I just got. But I think I'm at the tail end of this one. And I think I'm going to declutter it very soon anyway because it's kind of getting old. But it still works just fine. And this is in the shade Fair. You guys know I love this. It's amazing. So, one of my all-time favorites. And then I finally need to get these 2 out of my collection. I mean, I absolutely love these 2 concealers, but I've had them in my collection for a while now, and I feel like I have to use them up. So, the first one is the Urban Decay Stay Naked Correcting Concealer in the shade 10NN. I do feel like this is kind of getting on the drier side every time I use it. I mean, I absolutely love this concealer, but I have to see. I mean, it's still super creamy. It's still, and it doesn't smell bad at all. It still smells like the day that I got it. And I absolutely love this concealer. It's amazing. It's one of my all-time favorites to use for work because it's just like such an easy concealer, blends out beautifully, and it's such a beautiful coverage. So, and then the other one and the last concealer I have to talk about, and then we'll just mention 2 lip products and then we're pretty much done. Is the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Concealer in the shade 150. Again, I've had this one pretty much in for the same amount of time as the Stay Naked Concealer. And this one, I feel like it's getting way more dried out than the Stay Naked one. I mean, I can kind of tell it's getting more dried out. The Stay Naked is still pretty creamy. But this one's like almost at the tail end. It's pretty dry, so we'll see about this one. I think I'm probably going to use up this one first before this one because this one seems a little bit more dried out. So that is it for those. And then just one highlighter because I kind of like need to be more practical. I don't think I'm going to hit pan on any other highlighters this year. We will see. But the one I'm still going to continue to try to hit pan on is my Anastasia Amrezy highlight. I almost wore it today, but I've been wearing a lot of my newer highlighters just, you know, for the past like month, honestly, because I've been wanting to use them a ton. So this is the Amrezy highlighter from Anastasia. It's such a gorgeous highlight. I love it. But for some reason, I still haven't hit pan on it. It's been taking me forever to hit pan on this, but I really need to try and hit pan on it this year. So that's what it looks like. Maybe I'll try to hit pan on one of my Give Me Glow ones since I love those too, but again, I have to be more practical, and I do use this a crap ton. So, yeah, I'm just going to try and hit pan on that. And then just 2 lip products that I have to talk about, and that is pretty much it, you guys. The first one, I've already used up one of these, so I think I'm definitely going to use this up again, is my ColourPop Luxe Lip Oil in the shade Dewdrop. This is the clear one. This one I basically use every single day of my life to hydrate my lips before I put on my makeup. I just wear it to hydrate my lips while I'm doing my makeup, and I absolutely love this. So I don't think I'm going to have any problems using this up again because I use it every single day. So, and then the other lip products that I want to mention, hopefully it's right in my bag. Oh, I have to take this out of here. I was wondering why my bag was so dang heavy. Oh, I got a tissue in here. I forgot that I didn't even use this tissue yesterday, so now I can use it. Okay, so the only other lip product that I think I'm definitely going to use up 100% this year is my Fenty Beauty Fenty Glow Gloss Bomb. I use this every single day. This is my most used gloss ever. Oh my gosh, can I not drip lip gloss everywhere? I don't even know where it went. But yeah, I absolutely love this guy. I use this every single day, pretty much to like hydrate my lips. And when I'm at my boyfriend's house, or if I'm like not wearing any makeup after work, I'll just throw this on just to hydrate my lips after I take like my lipstick off for the day. And I think I'm going to use this up because I already have a backup from a kit that I purchased from Fenty Beauty, and I basically could not live without this. I can basically see how much I've used of it. So I love this guy, and I think I'm definitely going to use it up. And then the only other one that I'm going to try and use up as well is the other one that I keep in my bag at all times. If I can find it. I don't know if I put it back in here, honestly. There's so much crap in here. It's like kind of ridiculous. Oh yeah, it's right here. No, it's not. All right, let me just grab it real quick. For some reason, I just couldn't find it, but I got it. So it was at the bottom of the bag. So the only other lip product that I'm going to try to use up this year is the ColourPop Luxe Lip Oil. Like, as you can see, all of the writing has worn off on this because I keep this in my bag and use it constantly. And this is the shade Skinny Dip. So I'm going to try and use this up as well. I pretty much use this with a lip liner, and this is like my favorite shade from the lip oils, and it's just like, again, such an easy lip product just to throw on if I need any like hydration on my lips, if my lips are feeling dry. At my boyfriend's house. And then the only other product that I want to use up is my MAC Prep and Prime Fix Plus Cucumber Spray. I have used up a mini one of this, so I don't think this is going to be hard for me to use up. I use this every single day to prep my skin before I put primer on, and I absolutely love it. I love the scent of this. It's not like a super strong scent. It's not like a headachy scent. It's just like a refreshing scent. It smells so good. I love this. So... And then the only other products that I forgot to mention in the products I used up for 2020 is my Milk Makeup Kush Makeup Mascara. My Milk Makeup Kush Mascara, Kush Makeup. I could tell that this product is just old now because it doesn't smell very good. Yeah, so I'm going to get rid of this. It was a sample that I got in the birthday gift from Sephora, and I loved this mascara. I actually got this mascara from Chip when we did our swap back in 2019 of the holiday VIB sale, November 2019, and I got it again in my birthday set or birthday gift from Sephora. So I didn't really use this up. I just didn't really use it as much as the full-size one because it was just a sample size. So but yeah, I just like ended up purchasing a bunch of different other mascaras that I like a lot. But of course, I still enjoy that one. So yeah, that's pretty much it, you guys. That's going to be all the products that I'm going to try and use up this year. I don't think it's going to be too difficult for me because I'm actually like goaling myself to use products that I am just more practical about. I feel like as you do these videos throughout the years, I think you start to get a feel of what you're actually going to use up, and you actually are like more practical about it. I'm not going to goal myself to use up anything else because I think that I'm going to do it with all these products. So yeah, that's it. I love you guys. Please like and subscribe. Let me know what products you're goaling yourself to use up this year. I would love to know. Please follow me on my Instagram at CBW819 at CBW819. I was about to give you guys my email. So we can talk and chat, and yeah, bye.